Welcome back to the Don McKay Show here on RadioOnFire.com. Of course, I am in the Radio on Fire newsroom, currently in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm happy. This is the 12th season of the Don McKay Show, and we are now broadcasting 4 p.m. RadioOnFire.com and other stations to come, to be announced. A lot of things that I want to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the dangers of vaping dangers. Also, a Maryland man arrested today after threatening to shoot his co-workers. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the great Nicki Minaj and her announced retirement today. We're going to talk about all of those things. So here in Maryland, a man has been arrested, as I said, after threatening to shoot his co-workers. Okay? Now, when the police arrived at his home, the 54-year-old Mark Edward Rutkowski, right? They found 146 firearms on the premises. 146. So he was arrested and charged with making a threat of mass violence. Said that it was merely a joke. That's what he said. I said to one of my best friends, I wish y'all were dead. That's not something that you say to your best friend. Anyway, one of his co-workers told reporters when he threatened to come in and shoot people, I had to go straight to the boss, they said. Co-workers at a machine shop he was employed at. He's now, of course, an ex-employee. He had mapped out the order of who would get killed first. Does this sound like a joke? No, absolutely not. Making national news, of course, in the wake of the various acts of violence and mass shootings that we've had. 146 firearms. Who plays like that? Nikki also in the building. What do you think about this?
That's rather disturbing. No, he wasn't joking.
Absolutely not.
He was not joking. That's like after you get caught, you're like, psycho boy. Right. So authorities said that the arsenal that was found at his home is still being investigated. He lives with an elderly father who claimed ownership of the firearms, and he tried to say he's a collector. And he might be a collector. 146 sounds like a collection. He said that his son only owned one of the firearms, but they're still trying to validate that claim. Of course, your father's going to say that. Right. Not only that, even if that's true, that doesn't mean that the son won't use them.
Yeah.
Or can't use them.
So yeah. I guess since we're here, there's been talk about, putting some type of a cap on AR-15s and people being allowed to own those and things like that. What do you feel about firearm, and just the regulations of guns?
Well, I mean, this has been said like a million times before, and I agree with it, that most of the firearms that are being used to commit crimes are not the ones that are legally purchased. Now, some, yes, definitely, but probably 80% of those are not.
So I've talked about this. Do me a favor, turn this a little bit. Yes, I've talked about this in the past, and I feel that perfect. I feel that let's say that there was a rash, and there's a lot of this. Let's say that there was a really big spike in alcohol-related deaths. And a lot of these deaths were happening at a certain age, like an early age, young teenage, or late teens, early 20s, right? Mm-hmm. And they were saying that people were getting their hands on alcohol that should not have access to alcohol. And they wanted to strengthen the regulations on the sale of alcohol. And of course, some people say, "Oh, wait, I mean, they could have gotten it out their parents', bar or anything. So why you got to tighten up the regulations on that? It's not about the alcohol; it's about who drink it. You know what I mean?"
Okay, right.
I look at this as the same thing. Yes, it's not going to stop everybody. It may only stop one person. But is that worth it? Isn't that worth it?
No, I mean, I agree.
I think that we should not. I don't think that we should stop people from if people want to have an AR-15, fine, have an AR-15. But you should be able to you should have to go through stringent things in order to get an AR-15. And in order for me to get a handgun, I should not have to go through the same amount of stuff that I have to do to get an AR-15. Because the AR-15 is much more. It's like a different license class almost. You know what I mean? Right. You can drive the ATV that you have outside. Not ATV. The what is it called? What you have outside? SUV. Sorry, you can drive the SUV, but you can't drive a tractor trailer. You need another class of license to drive a tractor trailer, right?
That's true.
And I don't think you would feel comfortable driving a tractor trailer right now. Jump in a tractor trailer and start driving it. You would feel uncomfortable, right?
Right, absolutely.
Wait. Well, I never drove this before. So what'd you say again? Hit what? You know what I mean? And I think that we need some tighter gun regulations. But I think that people should be able to have whatever gun that they can prove that they can have, based on behavior, based on mental wellness, all of that. And the accuracy of your shot. I mean, you need to know how to shoot, too. You know what I mean? But I understand that may not be popular with everybody. Some people may feel like it's time to take these guns off the streets and AR-15s you come off the street. I don't necessarily know if I feel like that, but I feel that the rules should be that the loopholes at a gun show. You can easily buy a gun at a gun show and not have to go through the same stuff that you would have to if you were buying it somewhere else. Walmart announced this week that they're going to stop selling guns.
What? Oh, no more guns sold in Walmart.
That's big, right?
That's huge.
That's major.
I mean, yeah, because if I see why they would do that, because of course they feel some responsibility for some of the things that have happened because they purchased the guns there. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. So it is. They will. They've also said that they will no longer allow shoppers to carry firearms openly inside their stores. So this is not the case here in Maryland.
Oh, I was
but in other places where you have the permit to carry in open carry states, they were allowed to walk around and with your gun in your hip like this is the Wild Wild West.
Right. Atlanta, you can do that.
Yeah. Shoppers with concealed carry permits can continue to carry guns in the Walmarts. So the NRA is furious about this, and the lobbyists and people that they have working, the gun manufacturers are pissed. They are pissed off. But as I said, so they're going to stop selling. Let me be clear. They're going to stop selling ammunition for assault-style weapons. Now, so the retailer is tightening gun policies. All right, so they don't plan to halt all firearm sales. Let me stand corrected. They plan on stop selling like for AR-15, the military assault style weapons. They're not going to sell those kind of bullets.
Oh. Okay.
So now the handguns, they don't want to. This is kind of strange though, because it's like if they stop selling the bullets, I guess the guns themselves are not dangerous. It's the guns coupled with the bullet.
Right.
Yeah. But they're restricting a lot of things and trying to tighten their policies. What do you feel about gun regulations?
Well, I agree with what you said. I think that tightening them is a good thing.
Yeah.
Even though that a lot of the weapons are not obtained through those the legal way,
But definitely, tightening of regulations, I think it's a good thing because it would at least cut down 10% of the things that happen is better than none at all. So I think it's a good thing. So I think they definitely should be stricter.
So interesting. As I said earlier this week, they announced that it would change those. They're changing those policies. This is the biggest retailer in America, and this is directly on the heels of the 2 deadly shootings at stores in Texas and Mississippi. So they said that it is respectfully requesting that shoppers stop openly carrying firearms in their stores. Don't come in, with a gun on your hip or in the small of your back or anything like that. So Walmart's shares rose 1% to an all-time high Wednesday following this news. Now, it has been met with both praise and criticism. As I said, the NRA is not happy. I don't see people that need these bullets can get it from somewhere else, but they're just saying you can't get it from this big time store if you have, interesting. So, have you ever tried to buy a gun from Walmart before? I mean, this is a serious question. I'm serious. Have you ever tried to buy a gun from Walmart?
I've never tried to purchase a gun from anywhere.
Yeah.
No, that would be a no.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want you to go thinking that Walmart is like this gun-free zone. They will continue to sell shotgun shells, rifles, and other types of ammunition. But those ones that go, they don't want to sell those, right? But
Wait, well, have you ever tried to purchase a gun from Walmart?
From Walmart? No,
yes.
Not from Walmart.
Well, you implied as if you've tried to purchase a gun from other places.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I have. That's what I'm saying. Yes. I have owned guns. I don't think that it's bad to have a gun if you know how to use it and you are legally allowed to have one.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. So a couple of other topics that I want to get to. I love this 4 p.m. time slot.
Okay.
Yes.
It's working for you?
It's working for me.
All right.
It's working for me. Of course, RadioFire.com, 7 days a week, content. We are the voice of urban America, and you can see shows, podcasts, latest news, all at RadioOnFire.com. So, before we go any further, I do want to say this upcoming event that I want to speak on, and that is the Beauty and the Beast Masquerade Gala. It's coming up next month, October 26th, to be exact. And that is brought to you by Women at a Stand, and they will be joining forces with Creative Artists Unite Network for this first Masquerade Gala. Have you been to a Masquerade Gala before?
I actually have. Long time ago, though.
I have not. But this is a fundraising event to bring awareness and celebrate thrivers of domestic violence. I like that. I like the way you say thrivers. I mean, they're thriving.
Yes.
Yes. So, as I said, the theme is Beauty and the Beast. Unmasking Your Fears. This event, Saturday, October 26, 2019, at the Function Co-working Community located at 4709 Harford Road here in Baltimore. Keynote speakers, delicious dinner buffet, open bar, live music, silent auction, 50-50 raffle, vendors, and yours truly, DJ Dami K, on the set. Also, they're going to be honoring some amazing women. Black tie affair. You need a mask. I mean, it's a masquerade gala, so duh. $75 donation helps Women at a Stand raise money. They're providing hotel, food, transportation, and many more emergency services to victims of domestic violence. So it's a good cause. Tickets available on Eventbrite. And as I said, it is called the Beauty and the Beast Masquerade Gala, and that's brought to you by Women at a Stand. So,
This is another thing. The second in this country has died after developing severe lung illness that they are connecting to vaping. And so this is what they call the e-cigarette, right? Electronic cigarette? Vaping?
I used to vape. Did you know?
That's right what I was going to ask you. So you've done this before. Explain this process to me.
It was when it first came out, and it was not. It was the flavor. It didn't have nicotine in it. However, I stopped I didn't continue.
You didn't like it?
No. Even though it didn't taste. Yes, I've smoked a cigarette once in my life, and I told you about that.
No, you did not.
I did.
Was this a Marlboro, a Newport Box Light?
I don't want to date myself, but let's just say I tried it in the bathroom, and
this is in school.
Yes. Well, no, at home.
Okay, bathroom in your house.
In my younger years.
Where did the cigarette come from?
Just let's say I got the cigarette. I'm gonna date myself if I tell you how I got it.
I mean, somebody bought it. You bought a loose one?
No, they used to come in the mail. Now you know how long ago that was.
I never knew cigarettes came in the mail.
They did. The little sample.
They mailed them?
Slim. Yeah, they had like 4 in a pack. And it was when the slim cigarettes were.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, it used to come in the mail.
Like an advertisement?
Yeah, like a sample.
Wow.
And my parents were at home.
And you lit up and smoked it. You smoked the whole cigarette?
In the bathroom. No, because I was blowing the smoke out the window. And the window.
Is your mic on?
Yes.
Okay.
And the window fell. And the window closed. It like fell down.
Hard.
Yes,
so you thought that was the Lord.
Yes, it was the Lord. I
put that cigarette out, my child.
Exactly. I have never.
Don't make me say it twice.
Right. However, I do remember what
you wasn't that scared because you vaped.
But it wasn't like that's what I was getting ready to say. I was going there, so I do remember the taste of what what a cigarette tastes.
The taste
like.
of vape.
What a cigarette tastes like, and it was disgusting. I would, even if that hadn't happened, I would have never done it again. It was disgusting. But vaping is not like that. There's like there's an aftertaste, but it's an aftertaste of whatever the flavor is.
Okay.
So if it's blueberry or if it's and I mean.
So just so I understand, I see sometimes people have like a little pack or something, and they're holding something in their hand and kind of like.
Oh, they're different ones.
So what is that? What is that thing called?
That's the.
That's still is that vaping? That's still vaping.
Yes, that's vaping. But I didn't have that one. I had the slimmer one.
Okay.
It was a slimmer one. It didn't. I think that one lasts longer.
Now, is vaping related to hookah?
It's sort of like a hookah, yes.
Okay. So I've never done any of these things. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never vaped. I never did an e-cigarette and none of that kind of stuff. I remember when it really started getting popular here in the States, they were letting people do it inside. Say, "Oh, I'm not smoking. This is vape." And I'm like, "Well, what is all this shit in there? What are you talking? This is vape. What are you?"
But it's not.
As in vaporize? Or was it, what?
It evaporates.
Okay.
In the air. It's not.
And I think that's a perfect segue to get back to this story. So health officials are saying that not one e-cigarette product was involved in all the cases. Many of the products contain THC, which is a mind-altering substance in marijuana. And so this person passed away recently in Oregon. Okay. And so they're saying that the e-cigarette or the vaping device contained marijuana. So I don't know whether he was bad weed or what. So health officials are saying that the Oregon death was the first involving vaping with marijuana. Last month, actually last week, an Illinois person died from lung illness after using an e-cigarette. So we don't know the exact cause of death, but vaping involves some kind of way.
But I think an e-cigarette is different from vaping. I don't think they're one and the same, are they? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I think it's probably the way, the way that they are inhaling the the product.
Well, I think what you're inhaling.
Yes, I mean, so the vaporizer or the electronic cigarette, they're one and the same. The electronic cigarette or the e-cigarette is a handheld battery-powered vaporizer that simulates smoking by providing some of the behavioral aspects of smoking, including the hand-to-mouth action of smoking, but it does not burn tobacco. Okay? So the handheld ones is interesting. It's just, I mean, it's always something.
That's why I kind of stopped. It just reminded me too much of. I guess that's why I stopped smoking a cigarette.
Too much of it reminded you too much.
What?
It reminded you too much of smoking.
Yeah, a cigarette, and I was like, nah, this isn't cute. I'm good.
Well, yeah. So, a lot of people around you did it. The vaping.
No, actually, no, not a lot of people. Maybe a couple of people. That's probably why I stopped too. It wasn't like I hung out with people who did it a whole lot. So
yeah. So real quick before we move on from this, I want to give people 5 facts about vaping. 5 vaping facts that you need to know. Okay. 1, vaping is less harmful than traditional smoking. Okay. So when we're talking about the chemicals, there are less chemicals. But the bad part is you don't know exactly what's in the the e-cigarettes. You don't know exactly what's in there. Number 2, vaping is still bad for your health. Okay, while it is better for you than traditional cigarettes, it's still bad for you. Okay? Here's another thing. And I definitely know this to be true because of people that I know that vape. Electronic cigarettes are just as addictive as traditional ones. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
Okay. And, although they're being marketed as an aid to help you quit smoking, the e-cigarettes, recent studies found that most people who intended to use e-cigarettes to kick a nicotine habit continue smoking both.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's I don't think that it stops you because the thing is that you're doing everything that you would do normally when smoking. So it's kind of like, I might as well get the real thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have a new generation that is getting hooked on nicotine. So, I thought that regular traditional cigarette smoking was going down, but it seems to me that it's still there. It's still there. People still smoking like that. I can't going into going to the fall. I can't figure out that whole thing. Going outside in the wintertime, huddled up, smoking, shivering. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do it.
Yeah. But more than 200 possible cases of respiratory illness have been reported in 25 states after use of e-cigarette products. Wow. And this is according to the Center for Disease Control. So there you have that. Is this going to scare anybody? I
don't think so because if people have addictions, you know how that is. They're not. No, it's not. Maybe like 0.1%.
They need more people to pass away before they take it serious. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just like smoking cigarettes. Millions of people have passed from lung cancer before people really, cut back on smoking. So
right.
I don't think this makes a difference.
Yeah. We talked about this yesterday, and as I said, yesterday's show, Malik Yoba coming out as trans attracted, and he spoke to Claudia Jordan about coming to this realization as a teen. He said he knew this about himself as a teenager. Okay. I say he's a goddamn liar. Okay? There was no trans women when he was a teenager. Malik Yoba's 50-some years old. Okay? What is he talking about right now? Because that was not a classification when he was a teenager.
But there were still trans, even though it wasn't a classification, I'm quite sure there were still trans women back then. This isn't a new
people
thing.
In drag, you mean? Men that dressed up like women? They weren't getting surgeries like that 50 years ago.
No, a transgender doesn't necessarily mean that you've gone all the way through the surgery.
Here's what I'm trying to say. 50 years ago, they weren't doing any surgeries. Malik Yoba is older. Okay? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's like Abraham Lincoln talking about he was attracted to a trans woman past him when he was doing the Gettysburg Address. No, it wasn't no trans women. Now, there were gay people, and there were guys that dressed up like women, but that word trans was not a word that was used 40-some years ago, whatever he was a teenager. Now, if he wants to say he liked men, then okay. But
so what you're saying is you can hormone therapies will get the boobs right. It's not necessarily surgery. You can get So But
this is here's the frustrating thing. No, here's the frustrating thing for me. Okay, because I see women giving these guys an out. I don't give him no out.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Now, you're saying if he's attracted to the breast, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that if he's attracted to breasts, he would be attracted to a woman. Okay? He's specifically and the guys who are attracted to transgender women are not attracted to the female body parts that the men are obtaining through various means. They are attracted to the fact that that person has the same sex organ that they have. That's the part they're attracted to. Because otherwise they'd be attracted to women. They are attracted to a man who has some female body parts and some male body parts.
Right.
That's called what?
Right, but you just said that they're attracted to a man that has some female body. So in essence, they are sort of kind of attracted to women and men.
No,
but you get one.
You can't be sort of kind of, all right? Because a fat guy can have man boobs. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is it's not the skin with the bouncy stuff on underneath the nipple that he's attracted. What makes him say I want this trans guy rather than wanting you is you don't have a dick.
I mean, I understand that, but okay, you're not understanding what
that's called gay.
Well, I'm not saying that it's not.
And Malik Yoba trying to say he knew that he was transgender. Okay, so he is 51 years old. He's from the Bronx, New York. Okay, so he's born in 1967. Right? So let's say he was a teenager in the early 80s. Right? Mm-hmm. That's about right? Teenager in the early 80s.
Okay.
Were there transgender women? Was that even a term in the early 80s?
I don't know.
No. You think so? Do you remember hearing this when you were coming up? Transgender?
No, I don't remember.
I remember hearing drag queens.
Right.
I remember hearing that terminology.
Right.
And they don't say that too much no more.
Right.
But
so I think that's kind of the.
I think that would be the equivalent. So if he's using that, so somebody in the chat is saying that transsexual was introduced in 1950 and popularized in 1966. Okay. But it did not really become a term that people used until the 90s. Thank you for the transgender education.
Okay.
So anyway, this Malik Yoba, can I say that disgrace Malik Yoba, or is that going too far?
Did you say disgrace?
Yeah, I want to call him disgraced because his behavior is disgraceful.
That he's attracted to that he's gay?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not that part. It's that I think that
R. Kelly is in jail because of his dealing with younger women. This transgender teen, or was a teen, is accusing Malik Yoba of allegedly dealing with multiple transgender boys. Right?
Right.
Is that a lot different than R. Kelly?
Well, first of all,
allegedly,
where are these other alleged? Like, where are they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
I don't know.
So, me personally, I can't make a determination about any of that until some other people come forward about what's happened, because she could be just saying that. I don't know what her story is or her real deal. I don't know. Like, I would have to wait and see. Now, a lot of people have come out in reference to R. Kelly, people that were helping him maneuver these maneuvers. I mean, that's a whole thing. It's taken on a whole life of itself for decades. Okay.
Speaking of that, I think that these latest revelations about Malik Yoba bring a new meaning to New York undercover.
I agree.
You agree?
Yes.
Last thing before we get out here, of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Nicki Minaj hit the scene back in 2007, releasing a mixtape. Playtime is Over. Sucker Free in 2008, Beam Me Up Scotty in 2009. She also signed with Young Money back in 2009, releasing her debut in 2010. Now, throughout her career, Nicki Minaj has sold over 20 million records as a lead artist, 60 million as a featured artist, and over 5 million albums worldwide, making her one of the world's best-selling musical artists. Okay? Mm-hmm. And she took to Twitter today to reveal that she is retiring to have a family. The rapper wrote, "I've decided to retire and have my family. I know you guys are happy now. To my fans, keep repping me to the death of me. X in the box, cause ain't nobody checking me. Love you for life." And this comes after Nicki's fiance, Kenneth Zoo Petty, is under scrutiny for carrying a loaded gun with a clip in his pocket during a IG video earlier today. Many people have pointed out the fact that her fiance is a convicted felon who was just off of probation last year, supervised. Okay, so last I heard, Nicki was recording an album. Hopefully we'll get this album before her career is officially done. And I just want to point this out. Jay-Z retired. Too Short retired. This could just be a money grab for Nicki. She has, it's about time to re-up on an album. Maybe she'll just go away and start a family. Do it the right way, not rushing to have a baby and try to come back too quick and mess up concerts and stuff because you came back too quick. She's probably not going to do it that way as others have.
Okay, don't even do that. Don't you dare.
Don't I do what?
Do that. You don't be upset because Cardi sat your girl down. Cardi B sat Nicki all the way down. She forced her into retirement.
Okay.
Ooh, Cardi. Oh,
so I read off some stats for Nicki Minaj in the beginning, and they date back to 2007. Okay. So that's a 12-year career.
Yep.
I can't think of many rappers, male or female, who have had a 12-year career. Jay-Z comes to mind.
Right.
Too Short comes to mind. He's had a long run. E40 comes to mind. Cardi B, does Cardi B have 10 more years in her?
Absolutely.
We'll see. Time will tell.
We'll see.
Drake's had a 10-year run, and his run is still going.
Did you shed a tear when you heard she was retiring? You didn't cry?
No. Why would I cry? No.
Because that's your girl.
Yeah, I mean, she ain't passed away.
Still.
Yeah, I shed a tear when Tupac died, though.
Okay, we're not talking about somebody dying.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I mean, you could, you might miss her new music.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure that she, retiring means she could retire from doing albums. She may still make appearances. It's not like she's going to be in the house and not come outside no more. I'm sure she's going to do things.
I would hope
she could do radio. She could do TV, continue to do TV. She could do a lot of things. She has a personality that is such. A lot of people didn't like her twerking. A lot of people didn't like her twerking.
Yeah, those same people asked if you cried today.
Yes, a lot of people. I hope that people are happy. They're gonna miss her when she's gone. They're gonna miss her when she's gone because one thing about her, she keeps it interesting.
Well, she does, and what just when you said that, what brought to mind is I'm wondering now who is, I mean. The Cardi B, Nicki kind of thing. That was a good rivalry, I guess I should say. Yeah. But now who? It's kind of now what?
Yeah, I don't know, but I wish her well, and I hope that this makes the haters happy. I hope this makes the haters happy. Of course, RadioFire.com. You read Diamond K. Thank you, Nicki, as always.
You're welcome.
And if people miss any episodes, they can always go to radioandfire.com/Diamond K. However you're hearing this or seeing this, hit the subscribe button, and we'll be back tomorrow.